It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch. Mark Peterson, you come by and visit with us because we're live here at Milberger's Nursery, 1604 on Bulverde Road.
Semi-alive.
Yeah, we're pretty much alive.
Oh, yeah, with this wonderful weather.
Oh, isn't it nice? It is wonderful out there. It's
Except
nice
we
and
missed
cool.
the
There's a
rain.
breeze. Oh,
Well,
don't get me started.
North of San Antonio received rain,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
but not ourselves. I was kind of disappointed. I wanted some rain.
Well, yeah, and they kept moving it. It literally became a moving target. It's going to rain at 3.
Yeah,
Did it?
Rain at 4. Rain at 5.
and
Never.
If you're outside looking north, you're going,
Yeah.
oh, that looks promising.
Did it?
but it's
Was it
going-
far enough south that it could get in the aquifer?
Yes. So it looks like places like Spring Branch.
Yeah. Good.
Northern Bulverde, Candelia. So northern Bexar County points north on a northeast direction towards Austin. We don't care if Austin gets any rain.
Yeah,
we
they
just
got
want
it.
it for ourselves.
Yes.
So it will drain into the aquifer. It wasn't directly
good.
over the aquifer.
Yeah, it looks like Austin had over 2 inches.
Oh, Austin had over 2 inches, really?
Looked like from
Oh, man. But it looked like it was... I saw a recording of the weather, and it was like Wednesday at 3 or something, and they were talking about horrible hail and
Yes.
and stuff, but none of that, which is good. That didn't come to fruition, but
Just thinking about it, Calvin asked me to hit it over the aquifer. We worry a lot about, or are concerned about our Edwards aquifer. There are a couple other aquifers, Trinity, Glen Rose, that also rely on rainfall. Mm-hmm. And that was directly over the Trinity.
Oh, okay.
The Glen Rose. Or some people in the Bernie area know it as Cows Creek aquifer. So
Cows?
Cows.
Like a moo cow?
Like a moo cow. Yes.
Okay.
Cows Creek.
All right. Well, yeah, that was disappointing. And then it was going to be Wednesday and Friday. Then it was Friday. Then it was nothing. But I'm not complaining.
No, but they're going to set us up again for next week.
Well, and the Sinisa are blooming again. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you're hitting pretty good there, Calvin.
Yeah.
Calvin, I mean Milton.
Okay. All right. 210-308-8867. That's the number to call. But again, come on out because it is gorgeous out here today. Bright and sunny. Lots of little wispy clouds and a nice breeze coming from the north. I went outside walking today about 4 or 5 o'clock, and it was chilly.
Yes.
It was weird.
It's supposed to be again chilly tomorrow.
Oh, good. Okay. Chilly. Chilly tomorrow. I wish we had chilly tomorrow. But yeah. So, and...
Does Brewski's make chili?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I think they do. I'm pretty sure. We'll have to ask. Edmund's going to call us tomorrow, so we'll have to ask Edmund. But, yeah, I want to brag on Milberger's, but I need Trace here to do it, so maybe he'll come up.
Oh.
He's coming up. He looks tired. Okay. There he is. Put those on, because I'm going to brag about Milberger's. Do 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 do. Okay, so you ready for me to brag?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted porterweed. Theoretically, it was going to come in Wednesday.
Correct.
So, do I have you up? There you go. So I did what I suggest other people do, and I called the wish list here at 497-3760. And I just forgot about it. And then sure enough, Wednesday, I think about 1 o'clock, I guess I got a call saying, hey, you're on the list. You wanted porterweed. It's here, but it hasn't been unloaded yet. And I said, okay, well, hurry over there. Well, and she was great. She was like, well, okay. And she gave me the price and how big it was and all that. And then she said, why don't you wait until tomorrow morning? And that's when it'll probably be out on the thing. So I did. And I scurried over here on Thursday morning and picked it up. But yeah. So I got my
The only
porterweed.
improvement upon that would have been if you said, can you save me one?
Oh, okay. I didn't even know they did that. I mean, I know.
Naili does a wonderful job of that.
Okay, cool. Do you pay for it ahead of time?
You can.
Okay. But yeah.
Probably best to, but...
But that thing works so well that they generally, they don't lose out. You know, people that make that commitment...
Yeah, that's true.
Usually come and get it and fulfill the commitment and then make their pay.
It's not terribly risky. I mean,
no, but and it functions correctly 95% of the time. Sometimes we get something in and sell it before she even sees it.
Oh, wow. But yeah, it was great. So again, if you're looking for something and you wanted them to call you when it comes in, that's 210-497-3760. Are you not hearing yourself?
No, I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me? Okay, let's see.
I pulled out.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Trace, what's going on? And I know Mother's Day is coming up next Sunday.
Yes.
You have some Mother's Day ideas.
I do.
Mom would love Osmocote.
I think so. My mom would.
Is that right?
Not every mom, but my mom would.
Okay. No, I'm just talking about the... So what do you recommend? What, guys, you want to talk about great Mother's Day ideas that we might have?
First one comes to mind are bird baths.
Oh, okay.
That's a great one. My mother likes to sit at the window and watch the birds and not necessarily go out there with them, but watch them.
That's nice.
It's a great way, too, if you say you have 3 or 4 bird baths. And... I did this just yesterday. Sat there and watched for an hour, and so to see how many different species would. And of course, it makes a big difference if you haven't had a lot of rain, because those bird baths, birds get used to them, and if they're dependable, they come. And of course, here in San Antonio, you have to fill them every day, but.
So what I'm hearing is that we need to buy Mother 4 bird baths.
Well, 3 is a nice number.
One for each window that you can look at.
Ah, okay.
That's what I got out of that.
But I'm thinking most yards are like mine, and you're talking about in a course of a week at least 30 different species, especially this time when they're migrating. I mean, because you're seeing all kinds of different birds right now. So that really environmentally is one of the best ways to provide some support for birds too.
And
they can be really pretty artistic, the bird baths, and attractive. And it does, and then you don't worry about the mosquitoes because between the birds and the weather we have, normally the water is used up in the course of a day, so there's no accumulation of water. And then you just rinse it out a little bit, fill it up. It's ready for action the next day.
I thought he was going to say between the bird bath and the person viewing is a nice pane of glass, and so you don't have to ever worry about the mosquitoes that way.
Oh, yeah, that'd have to be pretty tough mosquitoes. And so Mom would love a porterweed, but you got to hurry.
We always...
What do we have, about half dozen left? What do you think? Maybe a little more?
Yeah, 7 or 8.
Okay.
Well, and then we always recommend, too, that you put the bird bath 5 or 6 feet away from the nearest medium-sized shrub or small tree, so that you don't make it too easy for the cats
hunt.
They're closer.
Yeah,
The shrubs are close enough for the birds to escape from the hawks, but far enough away that the feral cats can't make the single jump and get them.
What about some plants and stuff? Hydrangea,
Oh,
traditional.
that's a very traditional one for
Yeah.
Mother's Day. Mums, raggers, calanchos.
Well-
any kind of hanging basket. Mom always
Yeah.
likes baskets.
Well, and also a theme, just the popularity of the supporting the monarchs and butterflies. So, the porterweed, the milkweed, all the plants that we have that attract the pollinators. Like a set of 3 or 4 plants like that would really be a great gift, especially if they've expressed some interest in butterflies or birds.
Yeah. Well, it's such a joyful thing too, just to sit and watch them. So, yeah.
What about some tropical plant or indoor plants?
Yeah.
Indoor.
Let's talk indoor plants. Where's Peter?
Peter's not going to come up here.
I know.
But he does have an order pending. And I believe that I was told that it'll show up Monday or Tuesday, which means it'll be Thursday or so before they have it all out.
Okay.
What's the situation on the orchids? Are the orchids?
Phalaenopsis.
There's
Phalaenopsis blooming yet?
There's a bunch of them in there.
Yeah, gosh, that if they have a interest or love orchids and have never grown Phalaenopsis, what a nice gift that would make for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are
All different kinds of colors.
Yeah.
White, red,
Spectacular.
pink, red, purple.
they exactly what you expect from orchids, including those colors you mentioned, Mark, but also much easier to grow than we come to expect days, orchids. Yeah.
So those are all in the greenhouse.
Yes.
The hydrangeas, are they in the greenhouse?
I think we've got them by the front, some blooming ones by the front door,
Okay.
and the bed of them is out where they normally are.
Okay, cool.
Can you imagine the grandkids carrying orchids or
That's scary.
borderweed or something?
Borderweed wouldn't scare me. Grandkid carrying orchids, that might.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, any other things that you can think of that would make a good... that orange plant's pretty. The one...
hats would be something I would consider.
hats is a good idea. Very smart.
Gloves, pruners. You can make a little, like an Easter Mother's Day basket. Get a basket with a handle and load it up with stuff like that.
Do you have some ideas? You kind of look like you were...
No, it's just when he said hats, I just had this vision of an Easter bonnet filled with flowers and things. So I went, we sell those here? And then I realized which hat he was talking about.
If they've got a sunny patio, those
Very, very cool. Okay, so lots of ideas.
Phalaenopsis.
And if you come and just talk to any one of the employees, just tell them what you're looking for, and they'll help you find something perfect for Mom here at Milberger's, and even tell you how to take care of it. All right, we have lots of cool things on sale, too. In fact, you can bring Mom to see David Rodriguez on the 10th.
You could.
You know, David loves moms. So, he's going to be speaking on colorful plants and water-saving tips. So, very important stuff for both. Oh, there's the variegated ginger. We were talking about that last week. That's on sale. Normally, in the number 3 pot, it's $34.99. It's now on sale for $28.88 or 2 for $50. Hey, talk about Little John bottle brush, dwarf bottle brush. We talk about that a lot. Occasionally.
Great little short-growing shrub. You got to get them past that initial planting before they lower water consumption. So they take a lot in the beginning, but they get better with time. And it has that iconic bottle brush cleaner-looking bloom that's red.
Mm-hmm. And outstanding red, too.
Yeah, so go to milbergernursery.com and you'll see a picture, but you can also... Oh, the Mexican flame vine. That's awfully pretty, too, and the number 2 pot on sale for $22.88.
Yep.
Yeah, that's striking. What is that? What is the miniature plumbago that you like so much, Mark?
Did you have a question?
Leadfoot.
Okay, can we ask it on the air?
Is that going good now?
If you want, it's about gnats.
Okay, well, we'll try to answer it. You're on the grab that. You'll be on the air, and I'll give this to Trace.
Because Trace knows the answer.
Yeah, here you go. Okay.
And I always forget the answer.
Okay, we have a lot of house plants, and we've had an invasion of gnats in the last 3 days.
Okay. So it started with an overwatering situation.
Overwatering?
Yep. So somehow you're not watering properly. So when you water a pot, you water it very, very well. And you don't water it again because it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. You need to take your finger, poke it in the dirt, and if it's cool or damp up to your middle knuckle, it doesn't need it again. So at some point, again, you were overwatering. Most people create this for themselves using saucers. So
we're doing that.
Okay, so when you use that, you got a double whammy going on. So you're only putting enough water in that pot till the saucer fills up. Okay, so the top is bone dry, and the bottom is rotting.
It's soaked.
So you end up with the situation. So you need to fix that. So first answer is don't water the plant in the saucer. Take it to a sink or a bathtub or to the porch, water it, let it drain, and then go put it back on the saucer so it doesn't sit in it.
Yeah, we took the plants outside yesterday.
Okay.
And we were going to change the saucers out, but you're saying get rid of them.
Or don't let them sit in water. So,
okay.
All right, what you've got in your hand is one option. It would not be my option. So how bad do you hate these things?
My wife can't stand them.
All right, so the one you're holding is a biological control, and for everybody that can't see what that is, it's mosquito bits. So you're looking at a good 5 to 7 days before it actually starts to do anything. And then once it starts, then you still got 3 days of the ones that are out of the soil flying around to irritate you. So you're talking at least a week or better.
So I can leave the plants out that long.
Yeah,
I would think.
There's better options. So there's another product in there that's called Bonide Systemic Insect Control in a granule. That's designed for pots. It'll kill the ones that are in the soil immediately. And then you have to contend with the 3 days worth of the life cycle flying around, and then you'll be done with them.
Do it again.
Well, no, you'll be done with them. You can use that as a preventative. So you can do that about every 6 to 8 weeks, and you won't get an insect issue at all, but you do need to fix the watering problem.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to put this back in the name again.
Bonide Systemic Insect Control, but it's in a granule. There's one that's in a liquid. You don't want that one.
Okay. Is it right close to where this one was?
No, because we try not to keep the organics next to the real stuff.
Okay.
So,
thank you very much.
So you want to spell that again? Bonide?
I believe so, but you know you're asking the worst speller.
No. Sorry about that.
And what's that shirt you have on?
Oh,
I bet some of our listeners might be interested in that.
This is Master Naturalist.
Oh, we lost your mic there. Sorry.
I'm a Texas Master Naturalist from the coast, and we moved here last July, and nothing I know about the coast really applies here.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't bring those gnats with you, huh?
I did not bring those things with me.
Okay. you know. Actually, Trace didn't describe it. There's another group of gnats too, but less associated with the plants, but also associated with the water and the drainage in your house. And
Well, here. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back in a moment. You're listening to Milberger's Gardening South Texas. Our phone number, 210-308-8867. James is on the line right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Going to get to James in just a second, but I got to tell you, if you're familiar with the San Antonio Festival of Flowers, you just wait to find out when the date's going to be. And if you're not, I'm going to tell you all the good reasons you need to know about it. This is the 25th annual. So this is the 25th Festival of Flowers. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but yep, over at the Alzafar on May 31st. Yes, sir.
I think I took you as a child over to the first one.
Yes, that's right. In the little carriage and just left me. Here, how many plants can I get from this at the plant exchange? There's this little kid. Yes, no. So that is one of the things. People love the plant exchange. You bring plants and swap and trade them for others. There's great seminars. The organic roundtable. Experts throughout the day will be talking about gardening, gardening for kids, plant check, herb kitchen demonstrations, and a free plant to the first 1,000 folks, courtesy of the main sponsor, which is the San Antonio Water System. So check it out online. The parking is free at the Alzafar. You can get all the information by going to festivaloflowerssanantonio.com. That's festivaloflowerssanantonio.com, May 31st, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The directions are there. Adults are $10. Children 10 and under are free. So it's at festivaloflowerssanantonio.com.
And it concentrates on plants and horticulture and
Thank
gardening.
you. Good point.
No, not anything on swimming pools and windows.
It really is for gardeners and homeowners and stuff. Okay, we got James on the line with a tomato question, 210-308-8867. James, what's going on?
Good afternoon. Are y'all having fun on the porch up there?
It is a beautiful day, James. What are you doing out? Are you outside? Are you out and about?
I got all my chores done early. I had to drain a few low spots. We got 3 inches of rain last night over here in Marion.
Sure, rub it in.
Man, that's a lot. And Marion is good. Isn't that part of the...
No, it's on the other side of the recharge zone, but it's still good. I mean, James. Yeah.
Way to go, James.
And
okay.
I checked the tomatoes in the hoop house this morning, and those celebrities are getting about as big as tennis balls. They're getting pretty good size. Probably got about 2 weeks to go for a ripe tomato. They're looking real good.
Very cool.
Well, you've got Ruby Crush, have you?
No.
Because we're eating those. I just had filled myself up this morning.
Oh, that's nice.
I was thinking of bringing everybody some, but then I started eating them.
And then... Yeah. But you still decided to tell us. Which varieties do you have besides Celebrity, James?
Celebrity, and then the big slicers are called Big Beef Plus. That's a field tomato. And the celebrities, most of the celebrities are in the hoop house. Okay. But I'm not growing the big Zacks for the contest anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you have a big tomato contest anymore, do you?
We don't. Milberger's doesn't. I'm not sure if someone else will pick it up or not. But if it changes, we'll tell you. So you just calling to brag a little bit?
Well, to give you a weather report on how much rain we got.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. We need our rain rangers to call us on that too, because 3 inches.
I had something for the doctor. I put the corn earworm lure out in the trap about a week ago. The corn earworm is the same as the tomato fruitworm. So I haven't caught any of those moths in that trap yet. So I'm wondering if they're still coming.
Well, maybe you can hope that the bats from the Batten Cave are working your way.
Yeah,
and those luscious moths.
It's hard to believe, though, that they would not show up.
I know.
It's a new lure. I keep them in the freezer, and I put a new lure in the trap, and I can't catch any of the moths. So I'm wondering what's going on there.
I'm not sure either. Let's see if we get any response from any other gardeners.
Yeah.
I think fewer people are growing sweet corn now than 15 years ago.
Well, Doctor, they tear up a tomato crop. that's the same animal as the tomato fruit worm, and you get those and you're done, man. They really tear your crop up. It's the same worm that goes in the ear of corn.
Well, you can't I don't remember ever growing sweet corn when you didn't have the worms.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, much less likely in a tomato, at least in my experience, to have.
We had them about 4 years ago, and the tomatoes were so bad we just had to compost them.
Oh.
So I put out the trichogramas for the last couple of years, and now I can't even find a moth in the trap. So maybe something's working.
All right. Well, keep
maybe so.
informed.
Thank you. Thank you, James.
And plus, any other gardeners that are having or growing sweet corn.
Yeah. We need the sweet corn growers to call us, and we need rain reports. So Marion, 3 inches. I got like a eighth of an inch by the airport, if that much.
Well, maybe you'll get on the next rain. Maybe you'll get that good rain.
Maybe so. Thank you, sir. No other bad weather. No hail. No anything like that, right?
No, I cover those tomato plants with a netting just for hail. I've learned my lesson trying to grow tomatoes outside in the spring around these parts.
Very smart.
They're covered with the hail cloth.
Thank you, James. You take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
Do you think they still grow sweet corn in a lotus?
Oh, I don't know. Do they?
Some gardeners.
Lotus is corn.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's
but I know they had like
humor for you.
Oh, okay.
Very little.
I know. Well, they used to have like a corn fest, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they still have that?
I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sweet corn sounds good now.
Yeah, it certainly does, doesn't it?
Where can we get some? All right.
210. And it's really improved, I think. I was in the old days, if you got the sweet corn, you had to use it quick.
Oh, really?
Prepare it quick.
And it was a short period of time. It was like 3 to 4 weeks or 6 weeks maybe of good sweet corn, and that was about it.
Huh.
But now, I mean, you can put it in the refrigerator and lasts quite a while and does well, and so much easier to use. And I think the net result is that less of us grow it now.
No. Oh, I gotta. Can I talk briefly about Milton's garden?
Yes, please do.
Okay. So again, I think y'all know, even after all these years, I'm basically a novice. And I got the zucchini because Laura wanted zucchini. We like zucchini. And so it's in the pot. It's growing. It's beautiful, yellow, big orangish yellow flowers. And all of a sudden, I'm kind of looking at it today. And on the bottom of one of the flowers, it's a zucchini.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I didn't know that's how it worked. I mean, I'm pretty fresh to all this. But that's so cool. So what happens next?
Where did you think they were?
I didn't know. I thought like they came out of the flower of like the top. The flower died. And
Milton, do we have to have that talk?
No. I just didn't know.
Talk?
I understood the talk. I just didn't understand where they came, where you got them from. In other words, but I thought maybe out of the top of the flower. But no, it's the flower just kind of And so will it just get
fast.
bigger? Is it?
Yeah, it's just like cucumbers and summer squash. Once they start, they show up, they get size pretty quickly.
Yeah. So this one's about 4 inches, maybe a half an inch wide, round.
Yeah. Don't let it get too big.
Really?
Use it up.
No, yeah, they're better.
Okay.
A little bit smaller. That's why I like the Japanese, the Ichiban.
Oh, okay.
Eggplant?
No, that's eggplant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, both the same. They're long, skinny,
okay.
Easy to work with.
Have we got any eggplant here?
We had a couple last week, I noticed. And then we have some okra. We have some Oscar, and we have Carolina.
And all I do is just at the point that I think it's big enough, I just pop it off at the thing.
Yeah, it'll get a nice shade of green.
Okay.
And then you don't want it too big, like Calvin mentioned.
But so how big is 4 inches big enough?
That would be too small.
That's too small. I thought so.
Yeah.
So 6 inches, maybe an inch around. I have no idea. I guess I can go to the store and look at them.
But you can let it get a little bigger.
Okay.
I'm like thinking 8 or 9.
Oh, and the bush beans.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like farmers out there. The bush beans are beaning up.
Now, that is something every day.
Oh.
You have to collect. Because
really?
They will grow literally overnight. Well, the plant was growing literally overnight, wasn't it? Yeah. So, but that was always my chore when I was younger. I had to get the beans every night.
Okay, so
because if the green beans are left on too long, man, not so good.
Okay, so if they're better to get them younger than older, that's about 3.5 inches.
The radio, that's
Okay. Okay, I'll pick some. Bring some tomorrow.
My column next Saturday doesn't emphasize green beans, but one of the topics is southern peas and using them like green beans.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they're easy to grow, and you can grow them in the hot part of summer, and that's really good. But just like Mark says, you got to be pretty quick. Get it harvested before you see definition in the pods, and then use them just like green beans.
When you start seeing the beans in the pod, then it's probably too late.
Probably too late?
Well, they're just not tasty.
Okay, we'll have to pick some. We will pick some, and I'll do that this afternoon. All right. And I'm scared to even talk about this because I don't want to jinx it. But the pineapple, it's coming up from the middle. It's got new growth from the middle.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean,
so do you want
social network, they have about 37 different pictures of people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Doing pineapple.
Do you want to explain what this process is?
Oh, yeah. So,
because there's some controversy about the length of time.
Oh, yeah. That I'm trying to remember how long I did do it. I think it was almost immediately. So, I cut the top off. I peeled a lot of the bottom leaves on the pineapple back, and then I just kind of put it in soil, and it kind of just sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there. And then all of a sudden we're getting some green. So it took a long time to actually see anything. It's not in a
little like a palm tree.
Oh, is it really? Okay. Should I? It's in a smaller pot right now. Can I step it up or just let it be?
I think you're going to let it be because you can actually transplant it or move it without challenging it very much.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
I got a funny feeling that it's going to require some warmer temperatures.
Oh, okay.
We've had such roller coaster temperatures. Even now, today's lovely.
Okay.
But it could get really hot and then it could get cool again.
Okay, I may step it up to a little bigger pot because it's taken over that little pot. I don't know why I picked such a small one.
How are your zinnias doing? You had those pictures of zinnias.
There are no blooms on anything, just lots of green.
But the ones you were showing us in the seed.
Yeah, they're still just green.
Yeah,
but they're about 5 inches tall now.
Oh wow, that's good.
I'll take some more pictures of them. I'm sure I've got some weeds in there somewhere.
Yeah,
but and our pentas are doing well.
Yeah, now I was going to mention that the pentas you got here are spectacular, and they're on sale too.
Mm-hmm.
But what a wonderful plant for the garden. They're so versatile. They can tolerate that. We talked about that. They can tolerate quite a bit of sun, and then they bloom in the shade. And the colors are the pink, violet, and the white and the red.
Happy colors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they stay blooming. Mine I've got them on both sides of the house. The morning sun, And then on the other side of the house, they get the blast of the afternoon sun, and both of them just keep blooming. Look good.
Yeah. They what I've done is plant them, kind of against a fence. Not literally against it, but right there. Made a little bed and went red, yellow. I'm sorry, went red, white. And so they're doing great. They're blooming. They're not getting any taller, but they're blooming and doing well.
You know, that would be another nice Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Like a set of 3 or 5 of them or so with the.
And I will tell you,
red color or the red and white.
Calvin mentioned that they are on sale right now. This butterfly attractor in the 4-inch pot, normally $1.99, is on sale for $9.50. So it's a good deal.
And one of the favorite pollinator plants.
Mm-hmm.
If you have those in place, you'll have butterflies and bees, and you'll have visits by the hummingbirds.
Cool. All right, Trace. Before we go to break, what else is going on? We've talked about David. I guess you said you may have a new shipment of the houseplants coming in. That's exciting. Anything come in last week that we need to know about? Because you're always talking about exciting things. The porterweed we talked about.
Well, we got our last shipment of bougainvilleas out of Florida. So the selection will dwindle after Mother's Day.
Okay.
So
that's a nice Mother's Day.
If there's a particular color that you want, best time to shop is now.
Okay. Colors, as I'm looking out, are just a wide variety of them. The whites, I guess is that fuchsia, the orange, the reddish purple. I don't know. Reddish purple.
I'm not sure what. Colors are subjective, Milton.
Okay, yeah, I know. And then the deep red, I see that out there, and pink and white. Okay.
Our last shipment of hibiscus out of Florida will be in this week. So we'll have more of the tropical hibiscus. I can't remember. I think it's coming Monday, but that's coming Monday, but there's the first of the perennial hibiscus was available. And
good.
So we should have some of those, I believe, Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. Okay. That's a good one to put on the list if you're looking which varieties. Do you know? Or
I don't remember.
Okay.
They made a big splash last year.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of different varieties, a lot of different colors.
Yeah, and then big blooms, big flowers on them generally. Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about cold.
Yep.
So they'll freeze to the ground and come back out again.
Yeah.
I found some moringas.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I think we actually had them in the greenhouse, and they finally made their way out where I could see them. So we got about a dozen of moringa trees.
Oh, we've had people ask about that before.
Yeah, well, apparently we had them already.
Whoops,
we just didn't know that.
Okay, and what's so special about moringas?
You can eat every part of it.
I think it's got a high nutritional value, too.
I think you've looked this up before, and I believe,
what's that? Yeah.
I believe you're right.
Okay, so...
Is it a tropical or what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the problem. People would ask for them, and I would go, well, yeah, you can get 1 year out of them unless you can protect them somehow.
If you're using it, you can keep it short in a pot.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back in a moment. 210-308-8867. And we still need to know what you train people on today, so that'll be good when you get back. All right, 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Mark Peterson, Dr. Calvin Finch. I'm Milton Glueck, and we're talking gardening with you. If you come visit with us or call us, we're at 1604 on Boulevardy Road. We'd love to visit with you, or you can call us at 210-308-8867. Or today we're looking for people who have grown sweet corn. Is that right?
Yeah.
We have sweet corn questions, and we want rain reports.
Yeah,
what are we asking about sweet corn?
Kind of lost touch of sweet corn.
Yeah. So it used to be very popular, maybe even popular in the last millennia when Calvin and I were born or growing up.
No.
Yeah.
But maybe not as popular now.
Yeah, which is surprising because, well, I was going to say because we mentioned how the quality and the it lasted longer, it's more tender, lots more choices.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why people were less inclined to grow it themselves, because they were getting such high quality from the stores and from farmers markets.
Yeah.
Cool. No,
Makes me hungry thinking
I
about
know.
it.
that's
I'm
the
sitting
thing.
here
Farmers
going.
markets, yeah.
I'm like going. Some nice corn. Yes, I have a flying friend right here.
Yes, you do. Be careful. Is your flying friend dangerous or?
No, he's just irritating.
Okay.
It's a wasp that has some brown ends, a little bit of yellow. So the more yellow it has, the danger it is. He's just looking for a place to build the home. It's a mud dauber, I think. Anyway, it's irritating me.
All right, 210-308-8867.
Should I talk about this tree? This young father and daughter?
Yeah, sure.
So I was. They brought me a branch, and I was kind of looking at it. It didn't look like anything that I knew. And then you kind of go through the bases. Well, let's see. Let's look at the leaves. Let's look at their compound leaves. Let's look at the branch structure. Oh, it's opposite. Well, there's very few plants that have opposite branching. And they're all in a little mnemonic device that Mr. Cox and Peterson created long ago. It's called Gary's Madcap Horse Named Verb. And each one of the letters stands for maple, ash, dogwood, caprifoliaceae, or verbaceae. So what I discovered is I went, well, it is a ash we don't often see around here. This is actually a true Arizona ash. And I'm pretty sure it is. So hopefully the father and daughter are listening right now. Yes, it is a true Arizona ash. I finally decided. The Arizona ash, which we commonly call Arizona ash around here, is not an Arizona ash. It is a Mexican ash. It's called Balandier, or Balandier's ash. Entirely different than Arizona ash. But that's the nomenclature
Now,
that sometimes happens.
Is this real Arizona ash, is that a native, or is that...
No, it's what you find in West Texas, up in the mountains.
In those...
Yeah. It tends to have lots of downy leaves or rounded leaves, whereas ours are really long and pointed. So, no, you don't generally find around here. So it looked to be at a new subdivision. So it may be something that was put on a order and they just planted it out without knowing what it really is. Can it grow here? Absolutely. But it would prefer a little cooler environment. Higher and drier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as I mentioned, it seems like I've seen it in rocky kind of slopes and things, but not very often for sure.
It may be a Texas ash. That's another option on that, but that would be really very rare. Very rare. How about that?
So you're more likely to see it than you go west.
Yeah, in both instances, you'd see it further west. Texas ash you can see in the hill country sometimes. You have to know where you're looking for.
Now, this particular branch is not overly attractive. Were the photos that they had more?
No, and that's why they were questioning it, whether it is a weed tree that they would get rid of, because it was looking a little. It wasn't full and green. It was a little thin, and then I questioned, oh well, have you been watering it? And the answer was no. So I said, well, during the summertime, you may want to get some extra water.
Yeah, I think they weren't watering it because they thought the watering would hurt it.
Well, yes, because they thought it was a weed tree, and I went, yeah, I think it's kind of unique, and I would keep it as a specimen. They asked, will we get shade from it? And I said,
spoken like a true forester.
Yeah. Will we get some shade from it? Yes.
What?
No, then you're going, well, Mark, how much shade? Well, a little.
Just a little shade.
Well, it sounded like it was, 15 feet tall?
Mm-hmm. That's correct. I'm sorry, I was drinking water.
That's
yes,
okay.
that is correct.
All right, so let's see. What else is going on in the garden now?
Well, this may be a good opportunity to remind everybody they have one more chance
Oh.
to do butterflies.
To do the
class. They
yes.
have one more class to attend a class. I guess.
That's true, and it's Thursday. It's Thursday at 6 p.m. on the 8th of May over there in Floresville. And we're there in classroom 10 in that complex, the parking area around the library and the courthouse parts. So 6 p.m. And you have the phone number there, Mark?
I have the phone number. It is area code 573-286-8953.
And, of course, everybody that registers and attends will get 2 seeded milkweed plants containers to transplant and to use their techniques, and then report on the information on the success or lack of success they have. I had reseeded a bunch for this class, and they responded. So the swamps, the showies, of course the tropicals, and let's see what else. The green. So there's a lot of different. Even some of the butterfly weeds are starting to germinate too. So we'll probably be folks that attend will may end up with 2 germinated plants, 2 different native milkweed plants. You get a chance. What we're after, of course, with this class is to improve the ability of the monarchs to produce young caterpillars, and they do that because of more milkweeds. They only lay their eggs in milkweeds. And then the other thing we talk about in the class is we talk about the nectar plants, which we talk about here on the radio show quite a bit too. And we're sitting right here, and there's a lot of them there. We talked about porterweed. There's lantana, mistflower, salvia coccinea, ball bean, lots of different choices.
Just say salvia, and we have about 8 or 9.
Pentas.
Yeah, pentas. And do you say lantanas? Because we have a lot of lantanas.
There's a lot of nice purple lantanas right over there. So, anyhow, that is the class. And again, give them a call. Can we try it again on that phone number, Mark?
Yeah, it's area code 573-286-8953.
And do we have that? We have that at the radio station, that number, if they call?
No, but we can. Email it to me,
Okay. Or, of course, you can call my number, 210-382-4455, and register. But as Mark said, that'll be the last of the spring season for monarch classes, and we'll look at what we're going to do in the fall. But it's important for us to support that monarch population.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. People who get into it really love it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back in a moment. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up on 9:30 a.m. This is The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas. We could do that now if you wanted to. Do you want to tell me how to get seeds from them, or you want to wait?
Well, we just if they produce a seed pod, you just collect the seed.
Okay.
Seed once it shows some
drying
color.
Okay.
Yellow color or brown color, and then you plant it again like we did next spring.
Okay. No, it's great.
The other way is quite often it's the easier way is just to note which containers that the Laura bush are growing in, and you expect that the seeds will be dropped and they'll come back in the spring, and you can even use them for other kind of plants during the period in between the petunia when the petunias aren't doing much.
All I know is, and this is what I'd love to do with it, so if I get some seeds, I'll kind of spread them around. You remember we used to have Quality Organic Products on?
Yeah.
They had a whole big bed, I think I've told you all this before, of the Laura bush petunias. And I wasn't quite sure what those were, and this was the clincher for me. Because they looked like them, but it was like, wow. I mean, the bed was probably the size of the porch, full. And so I asked Todd, what are those? He goes, I don't know. We keep cutting them down, and they keep coming back, and they're gorgeous. I mean, it's like, Todd, come on, those are people. I guess he kind of thought they were weedy, but I don't think they're weedy at all. And it's like, oh man. So yeah, that's what I'd like to do with mine, is just create a bed of nothing but those.
Well, all you would have to do, kind of like I'm trying to do with the Crawford reseeding lettuce, is, plant them into tall containers, and so that when they drop the seed is distributed all around them, and collect some of the seed. We talked about how Steve Brown used to just cut off the seed pods at the top and put them in a big sack, and then when he wanted to spread this lettuce, he would just take out some of those tops and sprinkle them and shake them, and sure enough, KSAT eventually was overwhelmed by Crawford lettuce. Every crack in the sidewalk and corner of the fence had Crawford lettuce.
It wants to grow, huh? All righty. Well, 210-308-8867 is our number. 210-308-8867. Do you want to talk about what was in this week's column?
Yeah, this week we talked. We wrote about more of the wildflowers that are blooming right now. The normal package of a mix, that Oklahoma-Texas mix, that kind of dominated by Coreopsis, firewheel, and then what's the other?
The Indian blanket.
The bee balm.
Yeah, bee balm. That's another dominant one.
Now the firewheel, the coreopsis are in full bloom. In fact, they're dropping seed already, and then the firewheel has started to bloom, and they'll be dominant for a while, and then the bee balm will show up. And the other things we talked about, of course, the snail weed. What is
blue curl?
Blue curl. Blue curl is really blooming up a storm. That was the one that grows in sun or shade, and depending on the fertility of the soil, it might be 3 feet tall. But if the soil is thin or on a slope or something, then it'll only be foot tall. But it'll has blooms and really attracts the nectar-seeking plants, pollinators. And if the only place you can get it now, well, a lot of gardeners have it growing in their landscape. So just if you latch on to one of those, or at your garden club plant exchange, they'll sometimes. Pretty soon the seed will be maturing. In fact, it continues to bloom and mature seed at the same time. So that then you just go ahead and plant it, and it'll grow next spring. The other place to get it is our friends at Native
American Seed.
On the internet.
Yeah.
And it's fast and it's easy and it's inexpensive. There used to be a number of suppliers, but now, as far as I know, they're the only ones that continue to supply it. But it's a real attractive, interesting looking plant, and if you're looking for the one that'll attract the pollinators, that's certainly it. And then let's see, another one. We talked about lobelia.
Mm-hmm.
That's a low-growing blue flower.
Yeah, I always like that. That's always one of my favorites.
Yeah. And why do you like it so much?
I like it because it has that nice bright blue color, and also it's kind of low-growing, so I kind of like that. Kind of restrained, like we used to say, or organized.
Well, the rain, we didn't get much rain this spring, but the rain was timed right for the lobelia, because I've never seen it in landscapes so thick. We had a lot of bare ground. Now suddenly it's covered with lobelia, blooming, and it's got a nice green color. Again, that's another one. The black swallowtails like it, and the deer like it to browse on.
Yeah.
But it's growing and attractive landscapes, and quite often they'll have some of that in the mixes. So
not as much, but the ones we talked about, pretty dominant. But some of them will have these kind of unique little flowers. I always like wine cup in my mixes. I'm a big wine cup fan, but it's not a big, a predominant percentage of the mixes.
Now, one that's always in the mixes too is coccinea, Salvia coccinea, and in fact, it's right by us here, with blooming red, really nice, spectacular flowers, and the deer don't eat it. It grows in the sun or shade. Blooms over a long season, right? It's blooming now, and it'll bloom till the cold weather gets here, and that's another one. If you want to, it grows kind of tall usually, so you can see the hummingbirds that take advantage of it. And seems like there's always a few seeds in every wildflower mix. And so, if you use those wildflower mixes, you'll end up with some coccinea, and it's one you want. It doesn't make a kind of it's not like the wildflowers like firewheel or
it's not real big and bold.
It's kind of in the corner, or the edges.
But it blooms for a long period of time. That's always what I like. You get a long blooming period, and
back every year. So that's a good one.
And it's versatile. That was the other thing I was going to say. It's very versatile, sun or shade.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, we got.
So those are all,
horse herb too.
Yeah, horse herb. Horse herb's blooming up a storm.
Yeah, and horse herb is a kind of a central one of the plants that is in the certified butterfly garden here at Milberger's, and it's got those yellow flowers. No, I don't find it overly attractive. The flowers are less than dime size, the yellow, but a lot of them.
Oh, you're being generous. I'd say even smaller than a dime.
Yeah. And the black swallowtails, if you got them blooming, they'll find them. And that's another one that quite often we'll see in neighborhoods with deer. We'll see the deer. Looks like they're grazing the lawn.
Yeah.
But if, a lawn that's got lots of, under a lot of shade trees and everything, you'll have these horse herb in there. And they're quite often, they're not eating grass, but they're eating horse herb or
herbs.
Or
the forbs.
lobelia.
Okay. Hey, James, another James is on line with a rain report and a and a corn report too, and some good stuff from James at 210-308-8867. What's going on, James?
All right. Well, I checked my rain gauge a few minutes ago, and this is from Wednesday and last night. Only, what is it? What did it say? 0.28. So a little over a quarter. I had rain all around me, up to my property line, and then just drizzle. So anyway, hopefully next week we'll get some more.
Hope so. Me too.
That's my rain report. Hey, you are talking about corn and Cornival. It's Cornival that's going on right now in Helotes.
Oh, is it
weekend.
really?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, and anyway, I grew up in the area. In growing corn, I remember as a kid, my grandfather's place, one of my grandfathers lived between Gray Forest and Helotes at the base of the hills, like in a valley. So he had fertile soil in a flat spot, and he grew an outstanding garden. And I remember he used to grow corn, but I couldn't tell you if it was field corn or sweet corn. That I don't remember. But, corn takes quite a bit of water. And what was interesting, I'm sure it's probably illegal to do now, but at the bottom of the valley, which was still his property before Scenic Loop Road, was Helotes Creek, and he used to pump the water up the hill and water his garden. So he could grow a lot of corn that way. That was a good deal.
Are gardeners still growing corn in that area?
I don't know. My aunt still lives on the same property. She has a garden, but it's containerized. My grandfather, before he passed, he built a whole bunch of long raised beds out of cinder blocks, and I don't know that he ever grew corn in there that I can remember. He grew a lot of other stuff, tomatoes, peppers, etc.
Mark and I were thinking that a lot of gardeners, less gardeners are growing sweet corn than they used to be. What do you think about the quality of sweet corn now? Do you find it like I do that it's much easier to use and it lasts longer and it's sweeter, more tender? Is that?
It does.
You agree?
Funny you say that, because H-E-B had their corn already shucked and everything on sale this last week. And I was amazed because sweet corn used to, the theory was once you pick it, the sugars turn to starch pretty quick. And so now I was looking at the date on the shelf life on this fresh corn, and it was like 3 weeks. And I had it for about a week or so before I boiled it, and it was really sweet. It was really good.
That's great.
So I don't know if they're doing something genetically to make it preserve longer, or I have no idea. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they've selected
I used to grow I've grown sweet corn way back in the 90s, probably in early 2000s, but just small plots. And I used to grow it either in a circle because I didn't have a real big garden, or I plant like 4 rows, 10, 15 feet long, and it made fairly well. But there's a lot of work for not a whole lot of corn, unless you like to rake a lot and heel up and everything. You know, if you don't have a tractor or something like that.
Well, it fed a lot of caterpillars, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say. Previous caller, that tomato hornworm, I think it's called, and the corn earworm. Those are 2 different animals.
Yeah, for sure. But I never found the tomato hornworm to be that common, but the corn that the worms on the corn. It seems like you can't hardly grow corn without ending up with a good selection of caterpillars for protein.
Yeah. On that note, can I reminisce real quick before I get off the air?
Sure.
There was a gentleman, a doctor, on your panel previously, and I remember years ago he used to joke that you would know it's a good ear of corn if you start shucking it and there's a worm on the end, because that worm's only going to eat good corn. Something along those lines. I always thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But it was true. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was the truth.
It is the truth. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm hungry for corn.
Yeah, me too.
You're with us, yeah.
All right, well, head to
All right,
Milton.
thanks, James.
It's always a good time. All right, thank you.
Oh, James, I thought you had a Vitex question.
Oh, yes. Mark had already schooled me on this, but as I'm getting older, I can't remember. I got that CRS stuff going on. So I put the Vitex in the ground over the winter, and it started blooming actually within the past week or 2. It's about 2-3 feet tall. Now, he said there's a couple of strategies. It depends on if you want to grow it on as a tree or as a shrub or a bush. I want to let it go more to a shrubby and kind of get it to widen out, because I want it to screen a little bit if I can. So when and how should I prune it to try to get that effect instead of it growing straight up?
What you can do is you can treat it like a perennial shrub or a perennial plant like a salvia, so that you're going to be cutting it back every year or every other year. Right down to the ground.
Oh, to the ground.
When you do it,
yeah.
you want to. They do have a little seed factor, so you want to do it the third week or last week of February.
Okay, so don't do it this year because that's past. So wait till next year, next winter, and cut it down next February.
You can be a little artistic if you have the time and kind of create a little shrub look to it, kind of around it or not. But the easiest way is just cut it down to the ground every year, every other year, depending on how well it's growing.
Okay, all the way flush to the ground, or like 2 or 3 inches above, or does it matter?
To me, to the ground is 3 inches, because I can't get everything closer than that.
Yeah, and on that note, I called y'all previously on my 2 crepe myrtles that didn't look good at all since the snow episode. I finally cut them down to the ground this late winter, and they are responding really, really well. Lush growth coming up from the bottom. Both of them look really good.
So you have an opportunity to do a little training then. We try to do things in odd numbers, 1, 3, 5. So you can train them up to be aesthetically pleasant.
What I was thinking, what is your opinion on this, on that note? Because what I was going to do it, and I might do it today unless you say not to. I've got some of those concrete fabricated tomato cages that I've had for decades. I was thinking about putting one of those around each, so these shoots, because they're starting to fan out, if you will, to get them to grow vertically. Would that be a good idea or no?
Do you have deer?
No.
Then I wouldn't worry about it.
Very few.
Yeah. No, they'll be growing up right.
Would you like me to ship you a few?
Yeah, free of charge.
No, I used to hunt, but not anymore. And no, I don't need any deer. I saw a beautiful buck at the end of my road during the rut last year in my neighbor's yard, but they're far and few between here. But I see them every once in a while. I guess they're hungry.
Yeah. When 4th of July comes around, then go in and see if you want to thin those out a little bit. But they should be going. They should be going, as we say, north and south, growing straight.
Without the cage, without the cage or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so in the middle of the summer in July, cut them back to about 3 to 5 main stems?
No, just thin them out. Thin out on the bottom anything that looks weak or broken or that you don't want. But you're just thinning the bottom ones out.
Just taking some of them.
Yeah, just taking some of them and leaving the rest and let them grow up.
Okay. Okay, all right. I appreciate it. I'll probably have to call you back from July.
Okay.
Well, call us back before that, man.
Please.
Call us back when you get lots of rain this week.
Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever they said.
Yeah, I'll check the weather. All right.
All right, thank you.
Take care, man. 210-308-8867. We are going to take a quick break and come back in a moment. 210-308-8867. We have more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas. And I was telling this nice gentleman who's got a question for us, he's going to ask in a moment, about the Festival of Flowers. And it was new to him. So I was telling him, if it's new to you, let me tell you about it. It is the San Antonio's premier gardening event, focusing on gardening, flowers, trees, everything about gardening, staying away from whirlpools and things like that. But it's going to be May 31st at the Alzafar. That's on 1604 between 281 and Blanco. You'll find it there. But there is so much going on. There's stuff for kids. There's stuff for adults. There's the plant exchange that is so very, very, very popular. You can enjoy lectures all day and seminars on growing plants. And you can find all this information at festivaloflowerssanantonio.com, San Antonio Festivaloflowers.com. There's the Organic Roundtable, which I imagine is pretty much as old as the event itself. And David Rodriguez is going to be there. Let's see who else is going to be there. We have Vicki Blackman with Travis County Master Gardeners. Bob Webster is going to be there. So Bruce Dooley, Stuart Franke, and Sam Sitterly, and lots and lots of stuff. So what I encourage you to do is go to festivaloflowersanantonio.com. Parking is free at the Alzafar. Tickets are just $10. Children under 10 are free. But check it out at festivaloflowersanantonio.com. It is a wonderful event. We'll tell you more about it as we get closer. All right.
Are we scheduled?
What's that?
Are we going to do the radio show there?
I believe so. I'm going to check, but yes, I believe so. So keep it on your calendar. Pencil that in. Sir, you had a question? All right, you grab that mic. Will you come on the air with us? You okay with that? You'll do great. Okay, you're on the air. What's going on?
Question on the grapefruit tree. Underneath, on the bottom of the leaves, there's a white, crystally, sticky kind of substance. What is it, and what can I do about it?
Uh-oh. Calvin's smiling.
No, I was thinking he was going to tell us about the caterpillar.
Oh, the poop.
But that's another issue on the caterpillar is the giant swallowtail, and it looks like bird poop. So we usually get that report this time. Probably scale insect.
Yeah, scale or mealybugs, but probably mealybugs are kind of poofy, and the scale is going to be just smaller, but white as well.
Put it on. I would put that on your calendar for in the wintertime. Generally, we spray with the material. Mark, what is it we spray with nowadays for the scale?
That's why I'm looking up.
Okay.
All right. So I usually spray with horticultural oil in February, January, February.
Yeah, it suffocates those.
Yeah,
they're sucking insects.
Yeah.
And they're protected by that sticky white stuff there. But you basically, I think you have to tolerate them for. Now you could scrape a little bit, but basically the control is to give them a spray.
And there are some insecticides that are legal or permitted rather than because you're getting a grapefruit. I'm having trouble remembering them. I believe it's a permethrin or a pyrethroid, something that's mild, and they would take it. The problem is they got the sticky coating, so they don't get any insect, and it's difficult to get the insecticide in it. I'm wondering if the systemic for vegetables would be appropriate. We'll have to ask Grace.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So
that's grapefruit. The thing about the scale insects, in the long term they do a lot of damage, but in the short term they shouldn't do much damage but you got to put it on your calendar and get them, like Mark said, in the winter.
February 14th. How about we do it there?
And there's, let's see, and the horticultural oil is the key.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of organic controls.
So you don't do horticultural oils in the summer. The reason why we say put it on the calendar is they'll burn the foliage, and so and flowers. So that's why we want to get it on. I'm still stumbling around. I'm sure there is an insecticide that you can use, but
the leaves off and disposing of the leaves.
Yeah. Or manually just take it off.
Has it bloomed yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Talk in the mic so we can hear you.
But it should do fine. How old is the plant?
It's about three years old.
Okay, yeah, it should be.
Is it which of the grapefruits is it?
Actually, I brought that from the valley. I don't know. It's a red.
Okay, it's real red.
Delicious,
probably,
yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a new one. It's called Bloom Sweet, which we're really high on. But it's more the traditional color.
Oh, copy that. Okay.
And if you like grapefruit seeds, it's got grapefruit seeds.
Copy that. Okay.
Thanks. But
I
I tease about that, but I love it. It's great grapefruit.
Yeah.
Easy to grow here too.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you, man. Thanks for coming on the air. Okay, we got someone else who'll come on the air with us.
Hey, good afternoon.
You're on the air. What's going on?
Well, I'm looking for an ornamental tree that I want to put maybe 2 on each side of the front of the house, but I've got a lot of deer. So
all right.
I guess I'm trying to find that unicorn.
This guy has a lot of deer too, and this guy knows a lot about trees.
How big do you need it?
Not too big and nothing overpowering because it'll be in the front of the house.
It's
just something, I don't know, maybe 6 feet, something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you got lots of choices then.
Okay.
You got Texas mountain laurel will want to be.
Yeah, right. I've got
and viburnums. You got a couple of choices. Viburnums. There's a number of them right behind there you can look at.
Okay.
I was going to say,
what else, Mark?
how, do you want shade? Calvin just gave you 2 great ornamental trees. Do you want shade or do you want ornamental?
Just ornamental, something that looks, nice in the front of the house.
Okay. So, and you want, what's your size parameters?
What was that? I'm sorry.
How big do you want?
Oh, not too big.
6 foot tall.
5 foot. Yeah, nothing too big. Yeah.
6 foot.
Nothing too wide. Yeah, it's in the. Yeah.
All right. So those are 2 that Calvin gave you that are a couple of another favorite is the cousin to the mountain laurel.
Okay.
It's called Ease Necklace.
Ease Necklace.
Or Texas Sephora. It has a pink flower, but it does lose its leaves in the wintertime. It is deciduous.
Okay.
One that in my neighborhood the deer don't eat is people are starting to use it more for the kind of situation you're in.
Right.
Is Nandina. The only issue is it's not as wide. Doesn't want to grow as wide as the viburnums or the Texas mountain laurel did.
Right.
But Nandina is kind of interesting. Can grow in sun or shade, and has very attractive berries.
Okay. Mandina. Okay.
And you got lots of choices of selections over there, but the standard is the one that would be
those are the
tallest, 7 feet tall at the most.
Nothing too overpowering. Okay.
Yeah, with the berries on there.
Okay.
It's very nice.
Great. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Cool.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man. Thanks for coming on the air.
Yes, sir.
All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308. Or like these two gentlemen, it's a nice, pretty day, so you come out and visit with us at 1604 on Boulevardy Road. Really is a lovely day.
Yeah. Mark, let
me go. You talk to Mark. I'm going to find out what the weather's supposed to be.
Okay. I was trying to. You and I both were talking about those organic insecticides that the active ingredients. I was trying to think of it would be if we could think of that the one starts with an S and the other one.
So the one that insecticide I like is. Now you just did it for me. I was just telling somebody it this morning.
You know, it's a real problem when you deal with these old people.
Yeah, I know.
Milton.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but I'm with him. I know the two or three that he's thinking of.
Okay.
But
so what are we looking for? Tell me.
We're looking for organic.
We say either BT for caterpillars or
that's one and one that starts. Oh gosh.
Okay, I'm looking online.
Well, and one of them that we use quite often as a preventive insecticide.
That's not not the neem oil or the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's one.
So I was going to say that, and then I was going to go down that road on the neem oil.
And then
when I was mentioning about oil in the summertime, but you can still use it now.
And then there's another one that is quite common and very effective, and we'll think of it. And maybe with some of the listeners will think of it.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it starts with an S.
That's not seaweed, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, seaweed works for
okay
to help.
Diatomaceous earth, insecticidal soap, BT, horticulture oils, essential oils, spinosad.
Spinosad.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good. That's a great one.
And we didn't mention insecticidal soap, which are really good for aphids. You just have to use it a couple of times. So that's another one for the insecticide. I would go with insecticidal soap.
All right. Jane is on the line at 210-308-8867. Hi, Jane. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. How can we help you today?
Hello. I've got some dianthus that I've had probably about 3 years, and they've made it through freezes and this year's ice, whatever, because I covered them up, and they came out beautifully, full of blooms. I was bragging about it to my kids, and then all of a sudden I get this white stuff. And it's trailing over the side of a big cattle tub, okay? And I've got some of those pansies planted with it to fill up the tub a little bit. And then it's like this white stuff was coming out. I said, oh, that looks like fungus. I'll just do some baking soda mix, right? Didn't help it. And now it's kind of getting ugly. It's covering the whole thing. So when you rub the leaves, it does have a brownish, thin layer of something on your thumb and forefinger as you kind of rub the leaf. Is that scale? Or what?
Is that you're talking dianthus?
Yeah.
That could be scale. Yeah, that could be scale.
Okay.
Now the dianthus, quite often, if the doesn't always grow tall, it stays kind of low in some containers, and it gets moist, and then it's inclined to get almost a mold-like growth on it. So
and it's spreading. It's beautiful. It's hanging over the side of the cattle tub, and that thing is 2 feet tall. It goes to the ground.
Yeah.
And they were just full and pretty with all these, pink flowers, and then this happened.
I would try reducing the watering a little bit.
Okay.
The reason I'm speaking like that is that I've got the same issue. I've got some dianthus that I don't know why I kept it for several years. A couple of years ago, I noticed how the butterflies were attracted to it, and then this year it started to bloom again like that, and but it's kind of flat and stays close to the surface of the soil, and sensitive. When we finally do get some rain, it is, and part of that is I think the soil is compacted a little bit, and so it doesn't drain as well as it should, and then you're faced with that same kind of moldy look and growth that you're talking about.
And it spreads. It went from the ground, the part that's close to the ground, all the way up, almost to all of it that's by the dirt, or closest to the dirt.
Now,
so
Mark, what would you is there anything that leads you to believe that it's an insect rather than a mold?
Because I rub it and it's got a brownish goo to it when you rub a leaf between your thumb and your index finger,
Yeah, I was wondering
let me
if
get this stuff off, and it turns brown.
I can't think of anything that insect would be doing that. I'm with you. I think it's more of a mold or a slimy mold, a mold of some type, and the erratic behavior of our weather maybe has something to do with it.
So probably wouldn't do any good to apply your soapy.
On that I don't know. There's lots of different do yourself. What do we call it? DIY. Insecticide and sooty mold, but I would.
Okay. Well, here's my follow-up. Let's forget about the dianthus, okay? I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to use that same tub with that same soil. I just got me this beautiful tropical yellow hibiscus and a dipladenia I was going to put in there. Now, do you think that it's safe to put those brand-new plants, cost me almost $50, into that pot? Or do I need to do something, or is something going to attack those brand-new plants if I pull all that out and put these in there?
Well, yeah, I don't think I'd put it in directly into that plant, into that pot until you've solved that problem. But I think the problem is a drainage. But if you could, don't you think you could address that issue if maybe you got a bag of one of the organic potting soils.
Yeah, I got some Happy Frost.
Mixed it half and half in there or something.
Oh, okay.
Or you could just dump out that soil into your garden or someplace in a low area and use it that way, recycle it that way, and then you just start from scratch on the soil too.
Okay. Can I ask another question?
Real quick, or you want to hang on a second and we'll get you in a minute?
Sure.
We got to do a commercial. Okay, you hang on.
I'll hang on.
So I'll put her on hold, and we'll get to her right after this. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming right up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas. Yeah, you got to turn apparently that knob, and then people can hear you. Hey, we're going to get back to our question in just a second, but I want to tell you, Mother's Day, it's coming. You're going to get a lot of little announcements about it. We talk about it here with Milberger's, but you know what? You know what Mom would love? A nice home-cooked meal with delicious food from Prusky's Market. If you are looking for the best beef, chicken, other poultry, rabbit, sausage, you name it, Prusky's has it, and it is just outstanding quality. Once you go there, you'll never go anyplace else. You'll just keep going back to Prusky's. Terrific meats, all kinds of like award-winning sausage at Prusky's Market, and maybe I'll try to bring some back and and something tomorrow for the sausage. I'll see if I can get some. I have some frozen, so I'll see what I can do.
Every time he does it, we love it.
Yeah, so it is absolutely great stuff. It's on Highway 87 in Atkins, Texas. You'll also appreciate the great service you'll get from Pruski. So bring some ideas about what Mom likes to eat, and that the butcher will actually help you put together something. That's Pruski's Market, Highway 87, between 1604 and 410 in Atkins, Texas. Go read those great reviews on Pruski'sMeatMarket.com, and you can give them a call, 210-899-3853. So Pruski'sMeatMarket.com, best way to find out what's going on. All right, 210-308-8867. Jane, thank you for waiting. What's going on? Let's finish your other question.
Okay, petunias. That's the flowers that are all over the place now, right? It's petunias?
That's one of the flowers.
Yeah, well, I bought some yesterday because I wanted to fill up another pot with that, and after this rain and wind, they look terrible, and they're fresh. They were brand new, beautiful to pot, and you put them in. Is the wind and rain going to set them back a little bit, and then they recover? I never had any before.
Yeah, they're pretty tough and resilient. So I wouldn't expect them to be damaged by it.
Well, they look ugly now after the wind and rain we had last night.
But the stems get pretty, what do you call they creep and crawl all day. So they are susceptible to wind and things like that sometimes.
I don't know. They've gone through several Midwest winds and rains and things like that. Never have.
Well, I just got them a day, and one day this happened. So they're from ATB, so maybe it's not. I was wondering if the soil should be scraped off a little bit.
They should recover.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah,
all right.
So another 48 hours of nice sun and water, and they should be better.
Okay. And did anybody get a lot of hummingbirds this year, this spring? I got only 3 in one day. I've got one that goes back and forth from the feeder back up into the oak tree. But this fall, I had 15 of them. And then this spring was a disappointment. So I don't know if anybody had any or not. I was wondering. I'm over here, right in the middle between Easton and San Antonio on I-10, midway. And I just didn't get any. So...
Calvin, what was your hummingbird experience?
Well, it's kind of a normal year for me. I haven't relied on the feeders as much as I have in past years, but my favorite, like porterweed and some of the pollinators, like mistflower, if you have porterweed and you don't get hummingbirds, that's just unusual.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a. I describe it as a weird plant. It's a tropical plant that's got the ones we have now have purple flowers, little flowers, and moving up and down the stems, and the nectar lovers, the butterflies, the hummingbirds, and the bees love them.
Okay.
So that's one.
But I would say I don't think we received a lot of hummingbird reports this year. And so I don't,
Okay.
We're all in this together. I don't think there was a lot of hummingbird activity. So you're not alone.
Okay. And if bees are on your feeders, will they say, oh, not going there, or does it bother them to have bees on the feeders too?
Honeybees on the feeders.
Yeah.
Is that a problem, Calvin?
Well, not usually. You can always put another feeder there, but the usual thing is that the hummingbirds will frequent it part of the day, and then the bees frequent it part of the day as well. You can get you can get bee covers. A lot of hummingbird feeders feature the fact that these will eliminate the attraction to bees, so you can do that. But I just put up with the bees.
Okay.
They do seem to do fine.
Okay, that's all I got for now. Thank you, y'all.
Well, good. Thanks for calling.
Okay,
take care.
bye-bye.
210-308-8867. 210-308. Yes, sir?
My friend is back.
He sure is, yes.
Wasp.
210-308-8867. I thought Trace was your friend, and you were saying Trace is back.
No.
Nope, now he's bothering Trace. All righty. Well, Trace is back with us on the porch.
Doesn't bother me any.
Oh, you're used to it by now?
I have patience.
Oh, okay.
Just got to let them do their thing.
Okay. That's a good way to look at it.
Almost like being married.
Glad she doesn't listen to the show.
No.
Well, what else is going on, Trace? Let's talk about David's going to be here.
Yeah, that's color. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yep, color plants.
And I bet
and water saving.
Yep,
Next Saturday.
That'd be a great thing to bring Mom to. A nice seating area in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to David for a couple hours.
Yeah. And then you can turn around and all those great plants that he suggested, I bet you'll find them here at Millburgers.
I bet.
So that's coming up. And then, of course, we talked about great gift ideas here at the nursery. And people can help you with that. Anybody that works here, just tell them kind of what you're looking for. What else?
So historically, people look for really odd things for Mother's Day. I can recall 30-something years ago, we made one lady cry.
Oh.
I felt bad. But we had decorated a pomegranate tree, and it was in bloom, and that was her mother's favorite thing. And so she bought a pomegranate tree.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
In memory.
Yeah, no, and I've seen pomegranate trees. They're growing now.
Well, they're in bloom. There's some right over here in Milton.
Oh, okay.
That's what reminded me of it.
Oh, is it? Yeah. We were driving around a neighborhood, and it was like, oh, that looks like my little pomegranate. Mine's like 3 inches tall.
What a great idea.
Palmy, yes.
Palmy.
How'd you know?
They have that orange bloom, and those blooms last forever. Very, very attractive in the landscape too.
And also, let's see. So you talked about that citrus. I think citrus is just a good idea.
It is.
Yeah, that make a great Mother's Day gift. What do we have in particular that you think is a good gift for Mom on the citrus?
Every mother wants a lime or a lemon. Some of them want oranges, but I would say lemon is probably the most popular of the citrus any time of the year.
Okay, that's a good choice.
They're attractive.
Yeah.
They're evergreen. They've got blooms and they got fragrance.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the blooms are fragrant. Yeah, very, very cool. Okay.
I think every mother should get a star jasmine.
Oh yeah, those are on
this
sale.
This is the time of the year they go into bloom, and you can't even walk close to them without smelling them.
Yeah.
No, when you walk by them here at the nursery, it's like wow. I mean, it knocks you off your feet.
And
aren't they on sale?
They are.
Yeah.
And if you're going to get one, you need a little trellis to let it
climb. Yep, there it is. Confederate star jasmine, Confederate jasmine.
Nice gift.
I'm just thinking add
trellis.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And let's do this. Calvin, you've got your seminar coming up. Real quick, tell us about that. Then I'm going to let Trace do a tease for tomorrow.
Well, that's Thursday at 6 p.m. in Floresville.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the last of the spring monarch and milkweed classes. And so you can go ahead if you want to reserve a spot. It's in that area near the library in classroom 10 in Floresville, and the phone number to call to reserve a spot is
573 286 8953.
Okay.
And it's sponsored by the new Master Gardener chapter there in Wilson County, and of course our friends at the Wilson County News.
Yep, good. That'll be cool. I'm glad that we're doing stuff with them again. All right, so that's coming up, and if you didn't get that, you can call here tomorrow. We'll give you the number again, but we'll tell you about it again. And I thought this could be a kind of a cool tease, Trace. And normally we've talked about what you're always training your employees, and today you had a really interesting one that we've talked about before. So give us a little tease of as we go over stuff, what we might talk about tomorrow.
Seed versus sod.
Okay, so what does that mean?
what is cheaper, what is better in the long run.
Okay. Is cheaper better always?
Not in this case.
Okay. So that'll be interesting. It depends.
Time is money.
Yeah, and it also depends, I think, upon what you're putting in, right?
Well, there's only certain types that you can actually get seed for.
Okay.
So one of the most common questions on seed is, where's your St. Augustine seed?
Mm-hmm. We had that kind of come up a couple weeks ago.
It's in Africa.
And I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. So that's what we'll talk about.
Yes.
So lots of good stuff coming up. I'm going to advise you guys to go to milburgernursery.com. That's milburgernursery.com. You'll learn about David's presentation. You'll learn about what's on sale. You'll learn about all kinds of great things, including information on Calvin's classes and that as well. So that's coming. That's right there, milburgernursery.com. Everything you need for...
Mark's new program started today.
Oh, did it start yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday it dropped. The Gardening Volunteers, South Texas.
Okay, and what's it on?
Everything you want to know.
Okay.
And then some.
And then some?
I can't think. We have some lovely residences that we went to.
Oh, good.
Beautiful landscape.
Go to the website.
Tour of town.
Yeah, that's cool.
GVSC, go gardening.
All right. We'll talk about more about that tomorrow, too. On behalf of everybody here, thanks to Al for doing a great job. Lots of good calls. Thanks to everybody that came out and asked your gardening questions in person. Thanks to Trace, and thanks to you for listening. I'm Milton Glueck. This is Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.